So on housing, we have this disconnect. Now, interestingly, the last 5 or 6 years have seen a huge wave of deregulatory efforts across dozens of states that started on the left of all things
Right.
to happen. There was, you probably heard of NIMBY, right? Which
Of
is
course.
not in my backyard, which is the word we use for people who recognize that something needs to happen, but they don't want it near them.
Right.
And this is what happens with housing is everybody knows that a growing community needs more housing. Just don't build it anywhere near me.
Absolutely.
Well, if every single existing resident has that idea, you can't build anything anywhere, right? So that NIMBY keeps pushing on, who shows up when a developer goes in front of the city council to get permission to build a new development. All the NIMBYs show up.
NIMBYs, yes.
The people who are going in the future to live in that housing development, they don't show up because they're hypothetical at this point, right? So that process just keeps restricting housing supply. Well, in California, they started a YIMBY movement, a yes in my backyard, because the housing problem was so bad in California, even the most progressive residents of that state were like, holy cow, we've got to get markets working here again. And that has spread. So you've had deregulation of housing markets happen dramatically in California and then spread to all these states. Texas this session just passed a handful of bills that are going to make a huge difference. It made it harder to protest against new housing, made it easier to build like duplexes and things instead of only allowing single family homes.
Right.
You can still build single family homes, but you also can build duplexes and things like that. And this has happened in Montana, Georgia, states all over the Midwest. Kind of the hottest states in the last couple of years have been Florida, Texas, and Montana. So we have a big deregulatory wave going in housing. And I think we should be looking at that and saying, how do we replicate that on, small business regulation and, land use, environmental land use regulations and things like that?